Hello, this is Daron here, giving you a quick walkthrough of the game Lords of Xidit. First of all, I must say this game has excellent components, beautiful components. It's just lovely. Let me show you. It's so great. And before we start in the game, I'll see if I can zoom on a component for you here. Let's see. These are just like beautiful, amazing ones. Let's see, can I get it even closer? Sorry, I'm getting distracted from reviewing this, but it's definitely worth it. Okay. Anyway, in this game you act as a hero that helps a certain city fight monsters off, and by doing so you eventually score points that at the end of the game whoever has the highest score in a certain way wins the game. And what I mean by that, this game has a specific mechanics that I'll explain a little bit later. Scoring mechanic unique, as well as the turn mechanic is somewhat unique. I haven't seen that yet, but it's a lot of entertaining type of mechanics, if I can call it this way. Anyway, this game is from 3 to 5 players, where I haven't played it with 3, I played it with 4. With 3 there's a dummy player that you play with, and I was told that it's really not the best way of playing. It's really not considered a 3-player, it's a 4-player to 5-player game. So, first of all, I'll give you just a rundown of setup. It depends on the number of players. I've set it up like it is I believe for 4 players, where you have certain tiles, where you pick up 5 tiles. Let me first explain. Each tile has 2 sides. One side that has a monster, another side has a city, which is a recruitment tile, and I'll get into more detail in just a little bit. It would make more sense to you in just a little bit. Can I focus again on this board? There you go. A little bit slow. Alright, anyway, so 5 tiles are being placed as a monster on the board, where there's a number next to each tile. This one, for example, has 3 and 3, and it's placed at a spot number 3, etc. So 5 tiles are monsters, 5 tiles are cities, are recruitments, where on each recruitment tile we're going to place types of people, like wizards, like workers, etc., something like that. It all will make sense in just a little bit. Once I can get this again focusing. There you go. Alright, so the way that this works is, the point of the game is really fighting the monsters. Now, I'll pick up this guy. As you can see, in order to fight this monster, I am required to fight the monster with, I'll use colors, green and orange. This represents basically specific type of people that you need to recruit. Again, with this focusing, good. So green and orange are right here. They're placed in several locations on the board. So in order to defeat a monster, we have to recruit them, to collect them. And the way this is done is, first of all, I have my hero unit. As soon as the board is set up, and I'll explain a little bit later what's going on here, I place at the beginning of the game, before we start, anywhere that I want in the city. It can be anywhere. I can place it here, I can place it here. I believe that you can do all of that. Let's say we place it here. Okay? The starting player has a starting token. That's important to remember after the round is over, to pass it on. It's easy to forget, as you might know if you've played games with a starting player token. Now, the idea of the game is for me to move, for example, if I place it here, everybody else plays after me, is to move from this spot to that spot to that spot, pick up people, recruit them, and then move on where the monsters are, which in that point, if I have a green and orange, I just discard them back to the supply pile. There's a supply pile here, and which at that point I defeat the monster and I gain some rewards in the form of, let me see here if I can again focus on this, in the form of, I choose 2 out of 3 rewards. I have bards, which are basically influence points in a certain region. I have money, 3 money, and I have 1 sorcerer guild, something like that, a story. It's like, let me see what it says here. Yeah, sorcerer's guild story. And I'll show those in just a little bit. Alright. And at the end of the game, these components that I earn are what gonna reward me with the scoring. So how does this work? If I place, let's say I start here. We have a programming board, which is the part of the mechanic of the game. Alright. Actually, I'm going to show you the board. I want to talk about this. It will make more sense this way. Sorry for the keep focusing. Alright. So, what I need to do is I need to recruit here. I hope it's easy to see. There's 2 orange, 1 green, 1 gray, 1 white. And when you recruit, you cannot just select anyone. You select from the weakest and you go on to recruit to hire more powerful characters. Orange is the weakest and this is the starting point. I hope it can be seen. I can collect this guy, then that guy, and so on. So it goes in turn order. Now the way that I can do this is let's pretend, for example, I would like to recruit 3 people, even though that's not a legal move. Let's pretend that that's what I want to do, and after I'm done, I would like to move here and defeat this monster. So the way I do it secretly without anybody seeing is I use this mechanic, this programming board. I'm gonna indicate on my programming board that on my first turn, these are turn, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns per round, everybody has. So to pick up, you see I have a rotary dial here. If I'd like to pick up a person, I point to this symbol. If I'd like to pick up another person, and again this is not legal because I believe according to the rule you can pick up 1 person per city or something like that. But I'll just show it, and it would make more sense. And I'm gonna point this to blue. I'll explain in just a second what I like to do. I'll point here, and here is nothing. Alright, what did I do here? So I basically told the programming board that I'd like to pick up 3 characters at the location that I'm at. Alright, and then I'd like to move to a location where there's a monster here. Now if you can see blue, and on the board, I know it's out of focus, but it will be shortly after I'm done explaining the mechanic board. That means that I will move along the blue line to a different location, where there I can use this symbol again in order to fight a monster. And then I can use another turn to move anywhere else, or I can use this symbol to show that I'm passing my last turn. Alright, so how does that work? So if you recall, I was indicating that I like to pick up 3 people, which again, like I said, it's not a legal move, but just for the explaining the game. So this goes in order. Once I do 1 move, I did my first move, and I have an indicator here. Once I did this move, then the other person, the next player, does their first move and so on. Then when it comes to my turn again, I pick up again another person. This, the second player again goes and so on until it's my turn again. I go, and I pick up the third person that I need. Again, on my next turn, I will go and follow the blue road all the way here. Then my next turn I will fight a monster. I pick it up and I get a reward. Now, this is a very interesting thing because my turn went smoothly, but if you remember, other players have their turn too. Now, if there was another player, let's say, let me see if I can find the token of another player. Well, it doesn't matter. If there was another player who started here, and he could have moved to this location at some point, and also collect a person, which that may have messed me up by not being able to collect, for example, the green person. And I think you see what's going on. In the same way, another person could have just gone to the monster, hypothetically, and killed the monster, or this monster. And by the time that I got here, there would have been no monster to kill. So things can really drastically change. Nobody knows what's going on. That's why you pick up your moves secretly and everything. Right. So that part is covered. Now what happens once I kill the monster? So I get to pick up 3 bard tokens, which are represented by these guys, and place them in any region adjacent to where I just slaughtered the monster, which in this case is only one region. I place that here. The next reward is either I can collect money from the money bank, or I can place a sorcerer's guild, which that's what I'm gonna do. This is the sorcerer's guild. Let's go again with the focus game here. Just a second. Is it? Yep, there you go. This is the sorcerer's guild. Again, I would place it. Focus. I have to place it exactly at the location that is attached to where I slaughtered the monster. As you can see, there's a trail here. I place it here. And at this time, I was given only one sorcerer's guild. You do have a limit of 4. Up to 4. Some monster tokens give you up to 3, if I'm not mistaken, but with certain abilities you can add another one up to 4. Now, what happens to the monster? Well, once it's killed, it goes into the discard pile here. I put it right here. And then what will happen, I have to replenish the board by placing a city tile from this location, and it does say number 6 on it, and I put it on number 6. And I would place workers and sorcerers and anything according to the color here on that. Now I would move this tile there, so you can always see the location 7 and 10 in this case, where the next tile is going to go and where's the one after. It helps somewhat in strategizing. In a way. Now, once a city tile is empty, you take this tile and you place it here. Alright? And when that happens, when it's empty, you take the next monster tile and you place it wherever it's supposed to be. And we'll take the next one here like that. Alright, let's just do that. Number 7. And then, when this stack is empty, I think that's how it works. Whatever is in here is being flipped over. And the same here. When this stack is empty, you flip like that. And so on. Now, here you can see these guys are called the Titan tiles. What they are is a certain event in the game triggers actually exposing these 3 guys, where you can fight either one of them from any location, and they just reward you with a lot. Right, here we have the turn marker. There's a total of 12 years. 1, 2, 3. What happens when you finish with the 4th year, you get to this phase. What this phase is, players compare certain workers in their hand that are always secretly placed behind this screen, so nobody sees what them. what you do, you take as many as you want. Sometimes you do not want to expose and show how many you have, but let's pretend I'm taking all the 2 that I have, place it like that here. Everybody else does the same, then we reveal. This is for the orange guy. Whoever has the most or showed the most gets 1 token of gold into their stash placed secretly. The next one is the green one. You do the same thing where you get 2 coins. The third one is gray, where you get a bard, which is this guy, and then you can place in any region. I believe that you already have any. The white one is getting 2 bards. The purple one, which is a wizard, I believe, or a mage or something like that, you get to place a sorcerer's guild story anywhere you already have, up to 4. So this is really the game. Oh, I would like to show something else. In some regions like this one, when you earn to place bards anywhere you want, you place them secretly, so nobody really knows exactly how many somebody has in that location. Alright, so this is really the all of the game as quickly as possible. Now the scoring mechanics is very, very interesting. As you can see, there are 3 scoring locations here where these tokens represent the Sorcerer's Guild, the bards, and the money, and they can be placed randomly however you want at the beginning of the game. Now the way this works is whomever has the most, or I should say whoever has the least sorcerer guilds in the game, they're basically are going to be eliminated from the game. Then we're moving to whomever has the least amount of money is the second to be eliminated from the game. And then on the last one is the bards. Now the bards, the way that this works in every region is, if I have, for example, in this region, as you can see, 4 and 2, if I have more than somebody else, if I have the most bard tokens here, then I will earn 4 points. The second person, or if they tie, they get 2, and so on. Here's just 3 and 1. So whomever has, in this case, the most of the last item here, which in this case is the bard, basically wins the game. So the interesting part of the mechanics here is really to balance between all the rewards, all the elements here, to make sure that in these 2 you would not be the last one, and in this one you will be the first one. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please like, subscribe, and remember, sharing is caring. Thank you for watching.